Hey family, welcome back. And if you're new to my wonderful, beautiful hair in this channel, my name is Nick and I'm here to help you, yes you, reach your fullest potential. And today we're talking about why you're bored with your life. Why are you bored? About to find out, let's go. So for most of my life, my adult life that is, I was just bored. I thought life was boring and why is it like this? But I realized that I just wasn't vibrationally aligned with my soul's purpose. And if you're new to vibration, check this video out. And some of you might be saying, hey Nick, what the hell's vibrational alignment? And guess what? I'm here to explain. So I'm gonna give you an example from my life. So basically, when I went to school or college for personal training, at first, I felt like I was in alignment. I felt like it was good. And then over time, I became bored with it. I just felt like it wasn't for me. And over time, I realized that it really isn't in vibrational alignment. And a part of it was at the time, so I don't regret it at all. But at the time, I knew I wanted to help people. I just didn't know how. So in order to get in alignment, what I needed to do was make a change. And that's why some of us are bored in life. We're not making the change. And once we realize that something's not for us, we keep doing it and then we're just bored. And I was so bored. I said, nah, I'm not doing it anymore. And I dropped out. And so I made that change, and at that time it sucked. But now, here we are years later, and it was such a beautiful thing, and it was so fulfilling in the end. I just couldn't see it at the moment. So just making the change from going from bored to trying something unknown will definitely get you out of boredom. So really what this is about, family, is that your vibration is no longer matching your reality. And when it no longer matches, then your soul's not on fire, and then you don't feel like you're being fulfilled. You feel bored. And that's the point, is that boredom is really just a vibration that's no longer matched. So what happens now is, for you, my friend, what you need to do first is, number one, just be aware of what your vibration even is and explore how to even go and find out what that is. And then secondly, once you're aware of what your vibration is, you can start to change it. And you can change that through many different ways, but the first step is always awareness. So I used to think nature was so boring, and I used to think, well, why would anybody want to spend their time there? It's just trees and stuff and it's leaves and who cares? But now it's literally one of the most interesting places and one of my favorite places to be, if not my favorite. And what changed it all for me? And it's one simple word: concepts. So what I mean by concepts is that when you see things, like if you see this beautiful tree over here, then we start to think, oh, I know what this tree is, but we truly don't. And we just call it a tree, but that's like calling a businessman and a monk the same exact thing. They might be the same species, but they're not. And when I started to see things like I've seen them before, I knew what it was when I truly hadn't. And then I started to realize that everything is unique, and it sounds kind of woo-woo, but it's so true. It's so simple, but it's so true. I started to see things as they actually were, and that was like I've seen them for the first time. And when I started to see things like it was the first time I've seen them and the last time I may see them, because I didn't realize that a lot of the times it may be the absolute last time that I ever see something. So then when I started to do that, then everything became beautiful and majestic because I was grateful for that opportunity just to even experience it in that moment. So the Romans used to have a saying 2,000 years ago, which was memento mori, which is Latin for, in English, remember death. And they used to have servants what used to tell people, or the Roman emperor themselves, memento mori, over and over and over. And what this would do would remind them that they're gonna die. They're gonna die. And so this is just a harsh but interesting way to think about, we're all gonna die someday. So we can appreciate things more if we use this kind of harsh way of talking to ourselves, some might consider, but it actually is very freeing, because if we remember at every moment, we could die in the next moment, then we can become free of what the past or the future, because we are so focused on the now, because that's all we really truly have. So the reason why I'm saying this is because when we can combine those first two concepts together by memento mori itself, and understanding that everything in our environment is unique, and it may be the very last time that we see it. When we can combine those two things together, then all the things that you may think might be important really don't become important. And that's why some of the happiest people in the world have the least amount of stuff, because they don't have anything to worry about. They're just chilling, they're having fun, they're enjoying themselves because they know how to be in the moment. And with these concepts, we can return to the present moment and then become free of suffering and become free of boredom, because, you know, that's what the video is about. So All right, family, so to recap, what this whole video is about is realizing that your vibration may not be matching your current reality. What you're doing every day is just not resonating with you. You're not feeling it anymore. And the way to address that is just to take a step back and just become aware of what it is that you're not feeling anymore. And when you're actually aware of what that is, then you can execute on changing it. When you start to change your reality by changing yourself. And that's the key, is we don't want to change reality, because reality is just fine how it is. We just want to create it how we are resonating, what vibration we're at. So if we're happy every day, then that happy vibration is going to be around us. And I know that sounds so esoteric, but it's not. It's very simple science. And we look at metaphysics and we look at actual quantum physics. This is a reality. Everything is energy. And Albert Einstein himself said, life is sacred, my friend. Life, he didn't say my friend, but he said life is sacred, and that it is the most important thing. And we need to cultivate that ability to truly, truly live. And when we're feeling like we're bored and in a monotonous routine, that's when we know something's got to change. And by something's got to change, we have to change. And when we become aware that life is sacred, and if we can just find a way, family, to just take that vibration of gratitude and what the Romans had when they were talking about mortality, and you're not immortal. This body is going to die, and things are going to change. You're never going to experience again. You in this lifetime will never, ever, ever, ever happen again in these conditions. Can you imagine? We dropped the sunglasses. Can you imagine though that you're never going to exist again? Okay, you got 7.5 billion people right now. Think of all the people that have died, all the people that have already changed into a different form, and how much money they may give just for one more minute, just for one more hour to live. And I was out here saying it was boring when there's so many people that may have cancer, that may be in very bad conditions, which they can no longer control because of what happened in their lives. How they give one more second just to be healthy, one more second with that person they love. And when we can truly, truly cultivate that feeling of gratitude and sacredness of what this reality and this uniqueness and all that exists in this here now moment, then, my friend, we can truly, truly reach our full potential. Whoa, I had to pause the video. I had to check out my sunglasses. That's the way she goes. You know, when you're in it, when you're in that moment, it doesn't even matter. So worth it. Okay, so thank you, family, for being here again. And I will be back in the next. And if you haven't clicked my face before and subscribed, boom, click my face, family. Hit that bell so you can be with that notification gang. All right, well, thank you so much. I'm out, and I'll see you in the next. All right, peace.